Welcome back. We want to thank you all, everyone who helped donate to our Home Team Harvest food drive over the weekend. King 5, Safeway, and Northwest Harvest helped gather food for those in need across Western Washington on this past Saturday. You can still help, though. We need to reach 23 million meals, and we've made it really easy for you. Just use the QR code on your screen. You see it right there. Point your camera at it, press it. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Home Team Harvest cannot happen without the help of some really incredible partners, and one of them is Kitsap Credit Union, and I am so pleased to be joined by their CEO, Shawn Gilfedder. Welcome back to New Day, my friend.
Well, thanks, Amity.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you here. First of all, Kitsap Credit Union, 90 years around, really well steeped into the community.
Yes.
Thank you for your support on Home Team Harvest. Why was this so important to Kitsap Credit Union?
Well, Kitsap Credit Union and our KCUCares Foundation is really committed to making sure that, we're there to help our neighbors, and this is a time of need right now.
Yeah.
Many of the food banks and fish lines are, quite honestly, underfunded, and with the increase of food prices, it's really been quite a challenge for them in the community. So, we're happy to be there and fulfilling our mission as a community-based organization and helping them during this season of need.
Right. I'm so glad you were there, and you're so glad that Kitsap's a part of this. What role did you all play in raising 23 million meals?
Well, 23 million meals, it's a big number. So at all of our branch locations, we had drop boxes, and we still have them there. So people can continue to make donations, and also we're seeking monetary donations as well. So we have a QR code that folks can make a donation, and it's really important that we find ways to help fund those programs, because it's not just food anymore.
Yeah.
The cost of groceries, household goods, in some respects, it's up over 60%.
It's insane.
Yes.
Everyone's feeling it. And if you've already been on the edge and you're scraping, this has been almost impossible. It's insurmountable. So all this work everyone's doing is saving and changing lives. You yourself were at Home Team Harvest this past Saturday.
We were there and at the
there you were
at the Safeway. Yes, that's me, and we have had a great opportunity to meet members of the King 5 team and the Seahawks and folks from Safeway, and just welcome so many donations that day. It was really a wonderful event and a great opportunity to share time with one another.
It's so great when you see the people coming. It just kind of restores your faith in humanity.
That it does.
It's so great. Historically, KCU has supported local organizations that address food insecurity, that this is something you all have been passionate about for a long time. Tell us about KCU's commitment to the community and what you've seen so far.
Well, we know 1 in 12 Washingtonians are struggling with food insecurity. So our opportunity is to really just be there, and I just have to applaud my staff for the volunteer hours. And if you've never had an opportunity to participate with a food bank or a fish line, I would encourage the public to come out and donate their time.
Yeah.
It's really gives you perspective as to what's happening in the community. And we're also seeing it's not just food, so it's mental health services, dental services, even thrift shops, opportunities for folks to clothe themselves as the weather gets colder.
Ah, so important. Food insecurity has been, it is being mitigated in some ways in our area. What can people do to keep this momentum going on?
I would just ask that the public keep in mind that there are folks that are still in need, and monetary donations really go a long way. One of the counties that we serve, Jefferson County, the estimate for their food banks is a shortfall of about $6 million this year. So monetary donations, we met a lot of folks, and they can really stretch those dollars, and they go a long way.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so
thank
much.
You for having me.
Oh, absolutely, and for KCU's long continued support of our community. It's been incredible.
Well, we feel together it's possible.
Together it's possible, and you can still help. Remember, Home Team Harvest runs through the end of the month. It is not too late to get involved. Just scan the QR code on your screen. You see it right there. And you can also donate at king5.com/HomeTeamHarvest.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Kitsap Credit Union.